Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. I wanted to show you quick how to make sauerkraut in a jar. So this is not for canning. We're just going to ferment this and make our own sauerkraut for a one-time use. So chop up a head of cabbage and get it good and thinly sliced and chopped. And then you're going to need a quart-sized jar and make sure it has the wide mouth rim around it, okay? And then you're going to need a weight. So if you have a puck, or if not, it's okay. You can use a smaller jar that is filled with water to put inside of this. So we have our cabbage. To that, we're going to add 1.5 tablespoons of salt. So I have kosher salt, so dump that in. And then you're going to do what is called massaging it. So you're just going to massage this until it starts making its own juices. This could take 5 to 10 minutes, so just keep working it. And you'll feel that it's going to become softer and not so firm. And just keep working. You can see in the bottom of the bowl that it is starting to make its own juice. And that's what you want. You don't want to have to add any liquid to this. You want this to make its own juices. Once it has softened down, take your cabbage and start filling your jar with it. You can use a funnel, but if I'm holding this over top of the bowl, it's going to be okay. And then you're going to want to make sure that this is a tight fit down in here. So I do have a tamper, but it is in the basement and I'm too lazy to go get it. So use what tools you have, and I will show you here in just a second what I'm going to use. So I have one of these meat presses and it's going to fit down in there really well. So just press your cabbage down in. And like I said, I have a tamper, but I'm not going to go get it because this is just an easy ferment and it's not a big job at hand here. Get all of your little bits out. And then you want to pour this liquid of the salt in your jar too, because you ultimately want your liquid to be above your cabbage, okay? And no little bits around the edges or the sides either, because when that happens, then you get the chance for mold, and you don't want that. So scrape everything down in. So just push all your cabbage down in, get it off the sides. And then make sure it's off around the edges of the jar too. Alright. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our weight and we're just going to place that right inside. And we're just going to push that down. Now, if there is any cabbage that's floating up above this weight, it needs to be picked off. Because if not, it will mold. So you need to get all those little bits up and out. Once you have your puck in and you have all of your little bits taken out, and every now and then I'm seeing a couple, so really make sure that, you know, you've got these removed, because you don't want to go through all this work and then have it not turn out for you. Take a piece of cheesecloth over the top, and then just take a jar lid and just screw it down on top of it like that. It needs to be able to breathe for the fermentation to take place. So this is going to take 3 to 10 days to get really what you're looking for. I would say start tasting it after 3 days. If you like what it tastes like, then transfer it to the refrigerator. But for right now, we're just going to sit this on the counter in a dark place and we're going to let it do its job. And you will see it start to bubble. You will see the fermentation process happen. After doing this a time or two, you might want to put like a little saucer or a little plate underneath of it in case it ruptures out over, because that has happened to me before and it's quite a mess. So put a plate underneath of it and then just let this sit on the counter for 3 to 10 days. And like I said, after 3 days, start tasting it. If you don't like it and you think it needs to be a little bit more tangier, continue to let it sit for a couple more days. Once it has reached the taste that you like, transfer it to the fridge. That's a very easy way to make a little batch of sauerkraut from leftover cabbage.